In the annals of legal history, certain cases stand out as milestones, shaping the course of law for generations to come. These cases not only reflect the legal principles of their time, but also set precedents that influence future judicial decisions and legal interpretations. One such landmark case is Hadley v. Baxendale, a dispute arising from Victorian England that continues to resonate in courtrooms and contract negotiations around the world. This case is a cornerstone in the study of contract law, often cited in legal textbooks and courtrooms alike. This case, decided in 1854, established a fundamental principle in contract law known as the Hadley v. Baxendale rule, which governs the assessment of damages in cases of breach of contract. The rule essentially determines the extent to which a party can be held liable for losses resulting from a breach. This essay delves into the intricacies of Hadley v. Baxendale, exploring its historical context, the legal arguments presented, and its enduring impact on contract law. By examining the facts of the case, we can better understand how the decision was reached and why it remains relevant today. By understanding the principles enshrined in this case, we gain valuable insights into the delicate balance between the rights and obligations of parties bound by contractual agreements. The case highlights the importance of foreseeability in determining the scope of damages, a concept that is crucial in modern contract law. The case serves as a stark reminder that clarity and communication are paramount in contractual relationships, preventing misunderstandings that can lead to costly and time-consuming legal battles. It underscores the necessity for parties to clearly outline their expectations and the potential consequences of a breach. This exploration of Hadley v. Baxendale will shed light on the evolution of contract law and its relevance in navigating the complexities of modern-day agreements. As we delve deeper, we will see how this case has influenced not just legal theory but also practical aspects of drafting and enforcing contracts in today's world. Our story takes us back to the heart of England's Industrial Revolution, where mills like the one owned by Messrs. Hadley were the lifeblood of the economy. These brothers operated a flour mill, a vital link in the food production chain. Central to their operations was the mill's crankshaft, a critical component that kept the gears turning and the flour flowing. When this vital part broke, it brought the Hadleys' mill to a grinding halt, jeopardizing their business and livelihood. In dire need of a replacement, they turned to Baxendale, a carrier with a reputation for reliable deliveries. The Hadleys contracted with Baxendale to transport the broken crankshaft to engineers in Greenwich, who were to use it as a model for crafting a new one. The agreement seemed straightforward. Baxendale would carry the crankshaft and the Hadleys would pay for the service. However, lurking beneath the surface of this seemingly simple transaction were unspoken assumptions and a lack of explicit communication that would ultimately lead to a landmark legal battle. The crux of the matter lay in the timeline. Time, as they say, waits for no one. And in the world of business, every second counts. Baxendale, perhaps unaware of the urgency of the situation, promised a delivery within a reasonable time frame. He might have thought that a few days here or there wouldn't make much of a difference. The Hadleys, for their part, assumed that Baxendale understood the critical importance of the crankshaft to their mill's operation. This wasn't just any piece of machinery, it was the heart of their production line. They believed, perhaps naively, that the carrier would prioritize the delivery, recognizing that any delay would translate into significant financial losses for the mill. The workers too waited with bated breath, knowing their livelihoods depended on it. However, fate, it seemed, had other plans. Unforeseen events like a sudden storm or an unexpected breakdown can throw even the best-laid plans into disarray. Baxendale's delivery was delayed, throwing a wrench into the Hadleys' carefully laid plans. The delay wasn't just an inconvenience, it was a catastrophe. The mill, bereft of its crucial crankshaft, remained silent and unproductive. The once bustling hub of activity now stood eerily quiet, a stark reminder of the broken promise. Each passing day brought with it mounting losses as the Hadleys were unable to fulfill their contractual obligations to supply flour to their customers. The empty warehouse shelves and the growing stack of financial loss documents painted a grim picture. What appeared to be a simple case of a delayed delivery quickly escalated into a significant financial setback for the Hadleys. The distress was palpable among the business owners and the mill workers alike. The brothers, now facing substantial losses due to Baxendale's tardiness, decided to take legal action. They knew that the only way to recoup their losses was through the courts. They argued that Baxendale's breach of contract had caused them considerable financial harm, going beyond the mere cost of the delayed delivery. The legal battle was not just about money, it was about holding someone accountable for the ripple effects of their actions. Seeking redress for their losses, the Hadleys took Baxendale to court. The Hadleys, owners of a mill, had suffered significant financial losses due to Baxendale's failure to deliver a crucial part on time. This delay had caused their mill to shut down, halting production and leading to a substantial loss of income. Desperate to recover their losses, they saw the legal system as their only recourse. The initial court proceedings found in favor of the millers, awarding them damages for the lost profits during the period of the delay. The judge and jury recognized the direct impact of Baxendale's tardiness on the Hadleys' business operations. The verdict was a significant relief for the Hadleys, who had been struggling to keep their business afloat. The court recognized that Baxendale's tardiness had directly impacted the Hadleys' ability to operate their mill and generate income. The mill, which relied heavily on the timely delivery of parts, had been rendered inoperative, causing a ripple effect on the workers and the local economy. The ruling underscored the importance of punctuality in business transactions. Baxendale, however, was dissatisfied with the verdict and decided to appeal the decision. He believed that the damages awarded were excessive and that he should not be held fully accountable for the Hadleys' lost profits. The appeal process was lengthy and complex, adding to the already protracted legal battle. The case, now gaining notoriety for its exploration of contractual obligations and damages, eventually reached the Court of Exchequer, a superior court known for its expertise in matters of revenue and contract law. The legal community watched closely as the case promised to set a precedent for future contractual disputes. The Court of Exchequer was tasked with determining the extent of liability in cases where the consequences of a breach were not fully communicated. It was here that the case of Hadley v. Baxendale would make legal history. The court's decision would not only affect the parties involved, but also shape the future of contract law. Legal scholars and practitioners eagerly awaited the outcome, knowing that it would influence how damages were assessed in breach of contract cases. The question before the Court of Exchequer was not whether Baxendale had breached the contract. That much was clear. The breach was evident, but the court needed to delve deeper into the implications of that breach. The focus was on understanding the extent of the damages that could be claimed and whether Baxendale could be held responsible for all the financial losses incurred by the Hadleys. The real issue at the heart of the appeal was the extent of damages that could be claimed by the Hadleys. The court had to consider whether the Hadleys had adequately communicated the potential consequences of a delay to Baxendale. This would determine if Baxendale could be held liable for the full extent of the lost profits. Could they hold Baxendale liable for the full extent of their lost profits, even though the carrier may not have been fully aware of the potential consequences of a delay? The court's decision would hinge on the principle of foreseeability, whether the damages were foreseeable at the time the contract was made. The answer to this question would have far-reaching implications for contract law. It would establish guidelines for future cases, helping to clarify the responsibilities of parties in a contract and the extent to which they could be held liable for unforeseen consequences. The ruling would become a cornerstone of contract law, influencing legal decisions for generations to come.